thing we don't talk about is the different aspects of abuse that take place. And the reason I stayed in that environment for as long as I did is because nobody said to me, just because you're not getting kicked and punched in the face doesn't mean you're not being abused. Nobody said that to me. So I've gone through these years of sexual abuse, mental torture, psychological abuse, being told that I can't trust anybody, being told that my friends are betraying me left, right, and centre. And I was so confused and conflicted. But then I did break free. It took me a while, but I did do it. There's only a year between the first picture and this one. Can you see the difference in my eyes? Okay, so this is 2015, September. I had been free for 6 months. And I had just spent the last 6 months being homeless with my children because I made myself intentionally homeless by leaving that property, which was filled with abuse. So homeless, 3 kids, running a business. So while the sparkle was back in my eyes in 2015, there was still not really enough sparkle back in my body. And this was where my journey really began. So I thought I was free. I thought I could take on the world. I felt liberated. I felt transformed. And then I realized it wasn't over. The abuse that I had suffered wasn't over. A new level of abuse had come into play. Is anybody with me? Does anybody resonate to what I'm saying? I appreciate some of this conversation might be triggering. Yeah? Okay. If I say anything that is triggering, please just bring your attention back into your body and start tapping on the collarbone and just let me know, and I will work with you, okay? So it's not over. And the worst form of abuse that a mother could ever go through was my next step of the journey, and I had no fucking idea how to navigate this. So instead of me being abused, my kids were now being abused. My children. And there was nothing I could do about it. That was the hardest part of my journey. And even today, I still can't stop the abuse towards my children, even though we have no contact orders in place, even though I've done everything in my power. So I had to learn something else, and I had to really woman the fuck up. Anybody else ever felt that? It's time for me to woman up? Yeah? Okay. So whilst I was crippled with shame, fear, and guilt, I was in agony every single day. That journey lasted 7 years. 7 years of living with this. But I did reclaim my power because I decided to shift my energy. I decided to reach out and find a different way of doing things. And I want to take you there today. I want to show you a different type of energy shift where you can reclaim your power. Anybody with me? Anybody really ready to reclaim their power today? Walk out here feeling like an empowered woman. Yes, that's it. Okay. So how did I do it? Well, I got clarity. What people are saying to me in my brain is not true. So what clarity do I need next? I need to understand the bullshit that's coming from the external, and I need to understand the bullshit that's been implanted in my brain. When I understand that, guess what I have? I'll let you guys, come on, guess what I'll have? What do I have when I understand this? That's one word. Power back. Who said that? Well done, yes. You get your power back. The second you decide that you're going to step into your power and release the bullshit, much like Kerry was saying about mindset, you get to reclaim your power. So here I was, ready to reclaim mine. And here's what I've done since. I overcame fibromyalgia. I overcame PTSD. I overcame anxiety. Then I learned how to be a mother to children who were experiencing emotional and mental and psychological abuse. It wasn't easy, but I did go on and I did grow my business from £10 an hour to over 6 figures. Yes, I did then take back my power and become a multi-award winning business coach. Yes, I then did. I then became a global leader. I have 29,000 students in my mini courses online, and my podcast went global within like 6 months of it being launched. So what is the energy shift that is going to enable you to go from, I'm feeling really disempowered right now and I can't see the wood through the trees, to owning who the fuck you are? What's going to take you there? So this is the exercise I want to give you all today. You don't really want to be listening to me just waffling on. So this is what I want to do today. I want to take you through what we call energy psychology. Now, you can do this in any minute of any day, in any environment. We've spoken about the breath and how important that is. You've heard from Anna talking about your supersonicness. You can use EFT in your supersonicness. You've heard from Tracy about finding your big toe, and thank you for that, because I actually realised my sock was a bit too tight because I've got it on underneath my tights and it was all a bit pulled in, so thank you. It brings you back to your body, but what EFT does is it shifts what you're thinking. So how many in the room right now have heard mindset is everything? Who actually agrees with that? Okay, I don't. I do not agree that mindset is everything, and here is why. When I was training and relearning how to survive and live in this world as a human being with all these experiences in a back pocket, and I was literally carrying them around, what I learned was, if you want to change your mind, saying the words is not enough. But if you change the energy that's feeding your mind, you then change everything. So I discovered this whole new belief. Mindset is not everything. And I will stand in my power until the day that I die with my belief that energy is. So when we're talking about energy, I want you to just take a moment now, and I don't want you to go to like the deepest, darkest despairs of life right now, okay? I want you to try and remember to keep it in the consciousness, right? I want you to just think about a situation or something that's happened maybe recently and you've thought that really felt disempowering. Can you do that? It could be someone in the the supermarket, and you're walking along and they've got their trolley and they've just bashed you because they're in a bad mood. Anything like that, okay? When you have something that's come up, just raise your hand so I know that everybody's in the room and working with me. Okay, brilliant, thank you. So in that moment, you're holding an energy of trauma in your body because the trauma is the negative energy and the negative emotion that you're feeling. That then gets stuck in your body, and you might even be stewing about it for a few days. Anybody ever done that when someone's really fucking pissed you off? And you're like, I can't believe they said that. I can't believe they triggered me in that way. And you get all right antsy-pantsy with it, yeah? So what do we do in that moment? What we're not taught to do is to go, right, I'm feeling pissed off, I'm triggered to the hills, and I'm going to carry this energy with me all day. What we're not taught to do is go, well, actually, we don't have to do that anymore. Nobody teaches you to shift the energy, do they? They don't say to you, well, actually, that little ball of something you're feeling in the pit of your tummy, I want you to imagine it being something, and I want you to just get rid of it. So what we do is, with EFT, which is Emotional Freedom Technique, we just tap it out. And by tapping it out, we acknowledge what we feel in the moment. So who's got some feeling in them right now? I'm assuming nobody in the room is feeling none. So Kerry, what are you feeling?
Really resonating with what you're saying.
Yeah.
The energy levels, you can't just, like you said, mindset isn't always everything. You have to release the trauma, the pain.
Yeah.
And so I'm really resonating. I feel good.
You feel good. So you feel heard, okay? You feel understood. What other emotions do we have floating around the room? Does anybody else want to share? Maybe there's a bit of irritation, maybe there's some frustration, maybe there's uncertainty, maybe there's a lack of disconnect of, oh, I really don't want to go here today. She's really making me do this and it feels really fucking uncomfortable. That's okay. I want you to be uncomfortable because then I can give you the tools to reclaim your power. Okay? So you all had like an idea of what happens when you have a situation with someone, you're holding it. Well, this is where I introduce my ABC method. I know you're not kids in a playground, but let me tell you, the ABC method, no matter what freaking state of mind I was in, no matter how many feathers I was spitting, no matter how much my blood was boiling, and no matter how out of control I felt, this brought me back to myself every single time. But this was something that I created because my mentor said to me, Vicky, I ain't taught you this. Where did you get this from? It's not in our curriculum and it's not something that I've brought to the table. So work with it, use it and grow it. So what I've done, trying to get myself out of the shit, is I've gone through there, well, I'm going to acknowledge what I'm feeling. I'm going to balance out that feeling and then I'm going to clear it. Because this is me reclaiming my power. This is me no longer standing still going, oh, but, I can't change it, so I'm just going to have to sit with this awful feeling, which ultimately, at times, would also be projected onto my children because I didn't have the tool set before. So what I do is I do the 3 rounds of ABC. I don't have to talk about anything. I just go through the first round. So does anybody want to do this with me today? Yeah? Yeah? I don't think you're loud enough.
Yes.
You want to walk out this room today feeling really empowered?
Yes.
Okay, let's go for it. So all we're going to do very quickly is we're just going to start tapping on the side of the hands. If you could just... Oh, no, it's okay. We can go back. So we just start tapping on the side of the hand here. And all we do is acknowledge how we feel. That's it. So we use the setup, even though I acknowledge how I feel. I choose to deeply and completely acknowledge this feeling. Even though I have this feeling, I'm safe in this feeling. Even though I have this feeling, I have the opportunity to let it go. So we do a quick setup, and then we go round the points. This feeling, this feeling, this feeling. It is in my body. It is making me react. I might even be stamping my feet like a toddler. And I can do that well. And anybody that says otherwise is lying to me. And then we can move on to the fams, right? Because we can all stamp our feet like toddlers because we are human and we move around the fingers. And all we do is we keep it simple. We don't have to overcomplicate the tools that we're given and we simplify it. So we have these feelings and we're tapping through those feelings. And suddenly you're going to come back into your body and you're going to say, well, where's that feeling gone? Because you weren't focused on it. You're just focusing on the acknowledgement of it. Okay, has anyone felt a little bit of a shift in what they were feeling firsthand? Yeah, okay, cool. So then we go on to the next piece. We're going to balance it out. So we're going to start again. Even though I was told I had to hold on to this shit. No one taught me to let it go. I choose to reclaim my power. And because we've already done a setup, we don't need to go back into a full thing. We can just go with it. I wasn't taught to let go. But I don't know how to let go. But I wasn't taught to let go. And I really don't know how to let go. And this woman's got me tapping on my face. So of course, this is going to work, right? But there's all this resistance in me to letting go. Because I didn't know it could be that fucking easy. And she made me laugh. So I'm tapping anyway. And I can breathe and exhale. And suddenly I have a little bit more freedom. Brilliant. Who's now feeling the shift? Yeah? And we're not finished. I know, right? I know. I was standing there and like, oh, okay, I was starting to tingle a little bit. So this is good, right? So we go into the next piece. And this is the piece that I adore. Because this is the piece where you get to decide who you are. This is the piece where you get to say, I am the power. I stand in my body. And you do it with unshakable conviction. For this one, I want you all to stand up. Join me. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a round again. But this time I want you to really interact with me, okay? So we're going to tap on the side of the hand. And we're going to repeat. Even though
Even though
I did lose my power,
I did lose my power,
I choose to deeply and completely
I choose to deeply and completely
reclaim that power now.
claim that power now.
Okay, I'm going to do that again because I know you've got some real energy to put into this. Okay? So even though I gave my power away
I gave my power away
unknowingly,
unknowingly,
I'm choosing to reclaim my power now.
I'm choosing to reclaim my power now.
Ah, that's it. Yes. Okay. So eyebrow. I reclaim my power.
I reclaim my power.
Side of the eye. I am in my power.
I am in my power.
I let all the crap go.
I let all the crap go.
I come back into my body.
I come back into my body.
I remember who the hell I am.
I remember who the hell I am.
And I stand in my power.
I stand in my power.
With conviction.
With conviction.
And does anybody else want to add any more words here as we're tapping around? Shout it out.
It is.
So it is, yes. Okay. Anything else? Magnificence. Okay. Keep tapping. Keep tapping. What else are we going to bring into this? Love.
Bravery.
Sorry?
Bravery.
Bravery. Courage. Keep going. What else do you want to call into your life now, today?
Prosperity.
Yes. Okay. Bring it in. So who now remembers the ABC?
Yep.
Who knows they're going to acknowledge, they're going to balance, they're going to clear?
Yep.
Well done. Give yourself a round of applause. So from this state of disempowered woman on her fucking knees, practically crawling through life, this was the first tool I put in my box. But I don't want you to take my tool and say, this is the only way to do it, because it isn't. What I'm sharing with you is there are tools out there in the world that you may not have discovered yet. And this is your time. This is your journey. So I have a whole toolbox behind me now because I realized EFT wasn't going to do everything that I needed it to do. So I went on a learning journey to discover the tools that worked for me.